Hi, this is Philip Martin, and welcome to OnFilm on video on your Apple iPad in your Arkansas Democrat Gazette app. Okay, um, we don't have a dog today. I don't know. It's a warm day, and it's cooler downstairs. Not much. It's not uncomfortable up here, but I think it's just a question that they'd rather lay on the kitchen floor than on the carpet up here. So we're going dogless. I think because maybe someone will show up. I don't know. If so, we'll make accommodations for them. Anyway, big week, big week. I'm in the middle of it, and I reviewed some of the stuff. The big movie this week, as if there is a big movie any week anymore, is Rod Lurie's The Outpost, which is one of those immersive war movies like the first, 30 minutes of Saving Private Ryan or the documentary Restrepo that really puts you right there in the terror and the chaos of fog of war. And as an entertainment product, I don't know how valuable that is, but as something that's instructive about the human condition, I think it's very important. And this just touches a little bit on the folly of war and the ways that old heads send young people to die for ideals and money. And it's quite a well-made film. It's got some aspects of it are very interesting. I don't know exactly why this is or if it just happened, but we have Scott Eastwood cast in it, and he, of course, is the son of Clint Eastwood, and Milo Gibson, who is the son of Mel Gibson. So I don't know about this second generation, patina. Scott Eastwood is actually fairly useful actor. I've seen him in several things. Milo Gibson, I've also seen in things and never noticed. So, and I don't really notice him here, and that's kind of the point. Kind of the point is that all these actors have their heads shaved and they're covered with helmets and and you sort of lose track of who's who. And that I believe that's on purpose. I believe that's to just show that these are interchangeable parts, and these are every people caught in this situation. Which leads me to the other film in this week, the other war film that's running this week that actually opened. Both of these opened. I think the Outpost actually opened on July 3rd, and we're just getting around to it now because we got an interview with Rod Lurie, the director, which is also running with our review. The other film, which I had to wait to see it when it opened because we didn't get an advance screener of it because we're still working this stuff out because it's on Apple TV Plus, is the Tom Hanks movie Greyhound. And I want to tell you about this. And we're sort of in an environment now where I think a lot of people, me included, are hungry for kind of a big summer blockbuster, a big motion picture, something that is different than the small-scale dramas and comedies that we've been consuming lately. Okay, so Tom Hanks to the rescue. This was supposed to come out earlier this year in March, and it got scuttled because of COVID and all that. But it's actually a very small scale film that has some very big effects, and I don't know that the very big effects are, I don't know, I don't know if they add much to it. It's basically the story of a career naval officer who was caught between the wars. He probably went in 1920 something, and now it's 1941, 42, early 1942. And he's got his first command, his first wartime mission, and it's to escort these troop ships across the Atlantic. And what you can tell more by just watching Tom Hanks's face than anything else is that this is a guy who's got a lot of self-doubt. He doesn't know if he's been promoted on merit or if he's just been promoted because they need bodies now that the war's on. He doesn't know if he's up to this mission, which he's never been tested like this before. And he's a decent guy, but he just doesn't know that he's a special guy. And that's what's really good about it, because Hanks is really good at embodying this sort of ordinary decency. And he's very good at telling us a lot of what's going on in the character's interior without telling us what's going on in the character's interior. He's the kind of actor who you could dismiss as not acting at all most of the time, which is probably the best kind of actor. So, I mean, I'm amazed at how good Tom Hanks is. And I'm not so impressed with the rest of the movie. The movie, I think, could have been improved had they just done away with all these wonderful special effects. I mean, they're just perfect. I mean, it's just like, you can do this now. You can make an ocean. You can make ships. You can put them on fire. You can have a U-boat. You can have all of this. Okay, fine. I think it would have been a better movie had they never shown that. Had they just had some vague sort of light in the distance or something, and you just know what's going on through the conversation with Hanks and his crew members and the radio and all that. And it hadn't been so explicit about, the battles. The battles are, I think they're really well done, but they're also not all that exciting because we've seen all this before. Hang on, I have a call here from Mr. Dan Liebarger, and we'll see what Mr. Liebarger has to say. See if he's checking in on us to tell us. Okay, he's telling me that one story will not be here tomorrow. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to say what story it is, but it has to do with the Arkansas Cinema Society. But it's not going to be in tomorrow or today. It'll be in next week. So, here we go. So I'm in the middle of doing this. So I'm going to go back down in a minute and write a little review of the Netflix documentary Disclosure, which is about a trans representation in movies, which is something that you wouldn't, or maybe you don't think about much. I mean, and if you do think about it, you think about some, pretty, lousy jokes that have been made on, at the expense of these people over the years, or maybe but it's a very enlightening, kind of interesting doc that I just kind of caught on the cuff, and I've decided to write something about it. So there, we'll just, can you hear that? Ding? That's when my thing is going off, and they're telling me stuff, and I'm sorry, but this is the way we work now. It's sort of like having a dog photobomb a Zoom session or something, or me hitting the table, which rocks the camera, which makes it all jittery for a moment. It's just what you got to put up with. It's just what we've got to do these days. Anyway, but that's an interesting film. To get back to the reality that we're at, there are theaters open, and in Little Rock, Riverdale's open. And what I want to do, and what I hope I've done this week, is to introduce a little feature called What's Playing. And what it is, it's what's playing live, what you can actually get out of your house and go see. And now whether you want to go see it or not, I think that's a personal decision. You have to kind of balance the risk of going out there with, what you want to do. I mean, it's sort of like, I don't think we can hole up in our houses forever. I haven't holed up in our house. We've been to the theater, and we were very careful, and we have been very careful. We very limited our exposure. I mean, you mask up. But there's some people who are holding drive-in stuff, and there's some people who are doing this, some of that. So this is the first week we're doing it. Now, if you have some information about a showing someplace, you're showing on a bed sheet in your yard, and you want someone, you're inviting everybody to come, or everybody can come if they pay a ticket price. I don't know what the legality of that is. Just send it to me, P Martin at adgnewsroom.com. And I will try to get it in this new little feature we're starting, okay? Not a big deal. Just, we're going to list some of the movies that are playing in local theaters around the state. And if there are more theaters opening than what I have, please let me know about that too, because we're doing this like on the fly really quickly. We don't pretend to be all inclusive. We are just trying to get started, So this week's a trial run. Please, if you've got some event, send it to me. We'll see what we can do. We'll keep doing this throughout the duration of the house arrest. And once everything gets back to normal, we'll get back to normal. But strange times. We have to take, measures. Anyway, since I have no dog and I have no real topic to speak of, I just wanted to let you in on some of this stuff. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get back down to writing about the trans documentary Disclosure. We have Rod Lurie, The Outpost. Courtney Lanning is writing about that Netflix superhero movie. So, we're all in. We're all good. Take it easy. And we'll see you next week. Bye.